Hello and welcome back to The Witness. Let's finish up the second half of this thing. So last time, this is going to be interesting. No, it's not. Okay, so last time we learned these where you get one thing wrong and then the correction happens. Right, so in this case, for example, this is actually impossible because this shape, we're going to have both of these are going to overlap. So I can, I can just, it's a little bit issue. Sometimes the mouse just goes too fast. But yeah, so these two can't coexist, so you just use this to overwrite one of them. 4, 6, 8, 9. Okay, so there are 9 squares. So shouldn't I just do that? Yeah, I guess it just knows somehow that that'll work. Put the one square out. Okay, 6. Hmm. Yeah, I didn't think that was the right number. So here, we got this shape, which I'm using to take this and this. Problem is, if I want this shape, how do I get this added in? This and this, this and this. Something like this. No, because this doesn't quite work, because... Yeah. Because it adds up the remaining sum. So how do I get this to work? How do I get this one to work? Alternatively, I guess I can just completely ignore it and just do something like this, right? Yeah. Put those two together, and then this one is just doing its own thing. Alright, well, that lets me get to here. Hmm. At a glance. Nope. I mean, I can do that, and that satisfies all of these, but then I don't have this. Okay, so then I just do that, but cut one of them out. However, I can probably do this for each of them. So let's go and investigate where these wires are headed. If we even can. Hmm. Because I don't see what this actually does, but I want this gate open. Which might just be the last one. Oh, I'm moving where this is. Okay. Well, if that's all that this does... I have to... Alright, so I've just demonstrated that it's pretty easy to just place this wherever I want. And I can jump on it wherever I want as well. Now, can I get back up there? Right, there's also that underground area. I think that was just to turn the ramp on in the first place. Alright. That gets me over here. Okay. This for? Makes sense. Okay. So now I have two more sets of panels, and I'm guessing this is another ramp mover. Just because it looks the same. Well. Two stars per side. Yeah, this doesn't work because it's the same color. Will violate the number. Here we want two per. Ah, there we go. Separated those out, separated those out. Getting extra orange. 2, 4, 2, 4, 5. Okay, so I want two purples. Oops, two purples with each, but I want the orange as well. Okay, hold on. Well, if I do that, that gets two purples, two oranges, and the disconnect, and then it just works. So in this case, I want the correction with the opposite star. Easy enough to do. 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay. Ah, but I can't have this be I just do it like this. Except that those were still paired, which is good. So we'll go 3 together. Oh, that's not gonna work. Go back and forth to get those 2s together. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 again. 3 with this. This works like this. So if we put 4 and 3 together, we can have them match. Problem with this. Okay, 4 and 3 together, and it matches. There we go. Just thinking about it on the sides and it wasn't working, but then I just saw a solution. Right, last one here. 4 and 3 again. We can get both of these to work if we match this. However, we could also get both of these to work if they match. Probably easier to violate this and just separate out the stars. There we go. Oh, and that continues to there. Wonder why they separated them. Okay, 1 star. Well, that shape is pretty easy to build because we go 3 across, 3 up, 3 across, and then we have 1 star that doesn't match anything. So again, we could do the shape pretty easily, but we want... Well, why don't we do this instead? Because that gets us 2 stars together, and then we can violate a star over here. Alright. Same thing, but now we have an extra, so now what we need is both of these to be together. So now we have to violate the center. Central constraint. Which... I do this, or is it not going to work? It's not going to work. We have this and this being satisfied, but what's going wrong? I could also just... Oh no, I couldn't do that, because if I want... Yeah, the trick here... Trick here is if I want 2 dots going together. Because it has to be these dots and these dots, because I'm not able to have them go through... Well, maybe I... No, because these are necessarily going to be closed. Yeah, I think these 2 dots, these 2 stars have to connect. These 2 stars have to connect. Because otherwise, this is never going to be satisfied in the middle. And I can only violate one of them, which doesn't give me enough leeway to connect this and this. Alright, so if those two are connected, then the issue with that is that these three like if I did something like this, that would satisfy those two. But then I have an issue with these stars not being blocked off from the other stars. Yeah, because it's this one up here that's causing the trouble. If I have this, then I can merge all three of them, but that's not good. The reason it's not good to merge all three of them is because I need to violate one of them in order to solve this. Right, because otherwise I would just do this. Wait, that doesn't satisfy this? Right. No, I need to do 3, 3, 3. Hmm. The problem is, like, if I wanted to cut this one out, that, I can't have these two connected like this. Because any vertical requires all three to be connected. Or to be using two of these so I can stack them on top of each other. Okay, what if I do that? That's what I was trying to do. Okay. I just had these over too far and it wasn't working. And then there's this, which... Interesting. This isn't a ramp, this is actually something different. Because it's not 2, it's 1. So doing that gets all of the 1s satisfied, however... This is actually really tricky because these are 1s, which means that they include themselves, and that doesn't give you any leeway. And then also this being on the same side. I can't... Oh, okay, I can just do this. Never mind. I wonder if this is possible another way. I don't think so, because I don't have 6 outputs. So I think that's just the answer. But what does that actually do for me? Does that help with the shadows over there? If I had done this first? Maybe. But I don't immediately see a reason why I would want that moved. Maybe it's just for flavor. It's a way to pick up those logs. Still weird to me that this was just open this whole time and I just never thought to come down here. Especially when I was aware that there were these doors here. Anyway, that is 2 of these hooked up. So yeah, that's going up here. Got one more. Okay, we need to violate this somehow. I think if we just do this, that should do it. Alright, and there's another laser. Yeah, that one wasn't too bad. Once I understood how the new gimmick worked, it was an interesting twist on existing puzzle types. And I'm pretty sure I only needed 6 of these, so this actually might let me do whatever that thing was at the top of the mountain. Now, I'm also pretty sure that there are more than 6 of these in the world. I've seen more boxes, haven't I? Or is that just, rando through osmosis knowledge? Where people are playing their games on settings where they don't require all of their lasers, because that might be a thing. But that is 6. Okay, so do I want to go there right away? Or do I have other stuff I want to do still? Well, there is one thing. I did get around to solving that puzzle. So if I go back to the swamp, I might as well take the boat. Like, I don't think I need to wander across the island at this point. I think I've seen almost everything. In fact, this would be a good time to look at the boat, to look at the map, just to see if there's an entire zone that I'm missing still. Right, so I'm here. think... I think I've done everything. I want to take that route, or let's take this route. It might be faster. Funny how both times I've used the boat, it's just been to go to this location. Have I been up there? Maybe. When you have a different perspective, it's hard to tell sometimes. Alright, so we are going in here. I can stop the boat at any point if I want to. So what the speed control is on the side there for. And I did see, I think it was here somewhere, that there was a puzzle that involved looking at the scenery from the boat. I'm not entirely sure what they were expecting of me there. There is still the timer puzzle here where there's some things I could maybe try to do. Changing that one path, try to get a shortcut. I've had several people hint something to that effect. I hadn't considered possibly seeing it from the boat timer switch, but I feel like even at the highest speed, getting off of the boat after hitting the switch and then getting to the door before it closes is basically impossible. I can't imagine that being faster. Alright, coming in on our destination. It is interesting how all of the lasers are to one side of the mountain, but that's probably just a consequence of the mountain being off to one side. I don't think I noticed that statue. Can't use this as a pointer yet until I stop. Like you got the large woman there, but there's another one kind of kneeling down in front of her off to the side. Don't immediately. Yeah, this one. I wonder. I've never used this bridge, but I have been on both sides of it, so I don't think that's terribly relevant. Here, where was this thing? It was the rotation, which was here. And then it was this way. Alright, so the answer for this one ended up being pretty straightforward. Um, so in order to solve this, I just drew a bunch of lines and then dragged them around. And yeah, it turns out you can just cut off those top two corners. So let's try that. Well, it worked. Boy, am I sure glad I solved that. Uh, anything happening? Hmm. Okay, well, it has been solved. If I want to get back to the mountain, this is actually a fairly close spot to do it from. By which I mean this is the way I went to and from the mountain before, so I know how to get to it from here. Okay, I'm just doing this just to avoid doing rotation of that one platform. But then I still have to do this. So it's still slow. Complain about how slow this thing is every time I use it. There we go. Consider that to be complaining. Now, as for the mountain itself, I guess we will check the mountain to see if we are able to access it. But I'm assuming that's going to be another, like, final exam level of sorts. So once we get there, I guess we'll confirm whether or not we're able to get in. But if we are able to get in and it looks like there's going to be a lot to do inside, we'll probably just stop the episode there. I have an episode that actually doesn't go to an hour. What a concept. Yeah, this area is still my favorite area, I think. The shapes. They ended up... I think the reason I like this area so much, compared to the others, is that you're not just solving puzzles, but you're doing things like this, where solving puzzles in specific ways interacts with the environment. And that's not something that you really had anywhere else. The puzzle type itself was okay, but it was the interactions between the puzzle and the environment that really made it interesting. And there's this place. It was a place. Some of the puzzle ideas there were interesting, but that felt like a lot more trial and error type stuff. Alright, mountain. Let's go. Am I going the wrong way? I'm probably going wrong. From here... Is there another path up? Because if I go along this way... Yeah, okay, there it is. No? This is where I just was, isn't it? Okay, no, I am going up this time. I've passed that door. Anything in here that looks doable? Hmm. Is there a reason I never did this? Okay, I got a color in all of these. Need to separate out. Ah, right. These colors were symmetry, weren't they? Huh. That's a mechanic I was not expecting to see again. Okay, if I do that... No, because I'm over here. You're saying I'm blue either way. Right, so if we cover that and that, we've covered both the yellow dot and the blue dot. Let's just do this. Lock that black away from anything. Then if we go over here and do that, yeah, that should get that yellow dot covered. We can do this. There we go. Ah, it's one of these. End of view. Well, we might as well look at it. The recording here. Yeah, we'll go with that. Okay, so that wasn't a huge puzzle thing. Glad I just did it now. Wonder why I didn't do it before. I must have been... Kind of neat to see the symmetry again. Like that was something that involved building shapes in your head, so I guess depending on the kind of person you are, that would either be really hard or not as much. Mechanics themselves are relatively straightforward, though. All right, let's see what happens. Okay. Are we in a spot where we can get blocked? We sure are. Also, when I click that, interesting. Okay, so I have to go from one of these starting spots to the opposite endpoint, while also being able to separate this into two different paths. Can't go through there. Like separating the blacks and the whites is going to be really hard here. If I do this, I can separate that black. Separate out that black. If I go up here, okay, I've separated out that white, I think. Oh, I have to do this 3 times. Okay, well, it's not that hard of a puzzle, I guess. Just erase that line. Maybe... is this a good angle? Not really. Yeah, if I start here, how do I separate out this white from anything? This white and this black, that looks quite tricky. I can... Oh, I can't even separate out this black here. Because of this line. This gap here. Huh. And obviously I don't want to be... looking at it from that angle, so like from an angle where the two bodies are in the way. So I get a lot more space to work with if I'm down here. But how do I separate this? I could do that to separate that out. But how do I get this black separated from this white if I'm not starting here? Well, if that's the issue, I guess I can be over on this side. Since that lets me get in here. Okay. Yes, I found the impossibility, which was getting past the two people, and then I do that. So this is the last one here, and I need to go there, so this angle doesn't let me separate these two. Is there any other angle, though? Like, it has to be... maybe something like this? Well, still can't get this black and this white separated. It would let me do this. No, that's no point doing that anyway, because I can't get through here. Okay, what if I go through the front? Like... yeah, like this. Alright, that wasn't too bad. Well, we're inside. a couple of zones I didn't finish. Maybe I don't need to. Yeah, there's definitely more stuff to do here. This kind of looks like a control panel, so it might have something to do with moving something else. I don't know. I think at this point, probably just gonna stop here. See, I can come out here. Not very high resolution, is it? And we've got that one in the middle, which is almost accessible. It's an awful angle to try to do it. Oh yeah, we are inside the mountain. We're in what looks like some sort of portal-esque testing chamber. And I guess we'll just tackle this next time. I will see you then.